Yo, check it. Hey yo fam, what is up? You are back for another video. We're going to be breaking it down level by level and technical by technical, the setup that we have for AMC and GME stock and the key levels that you want to see held. We're also going to be looking at SPY, the possible rising wedge breakdown. We're going to be looking at BTC and what is going on in the cryptocurrency markets. You do not want to miss a second of this video. All the technicals and information you need to know as a trader and investor. Let's not waste any more time and hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go. All right, y'all, what is up? You are back for another video of Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY, breaking down the technicals, fundamentals that you need to know as a trader and investor. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin as well, the cryptocurrency market and stock market. Let's not waste any more time and hop right in. So we're going to be talking about AMC and GME and the recovery that we want and need to see as we are on the edge of a cliff, on the edge of a precipice. We need to see these key levels held, and you need to know about these key levels. 2044 is the key level for GME, and $4.20 is the key level for AMC. Now, in yesterday's video, we talked about the gap fill to the downside, and I told you we might need to see more downside to fill that gap because that gap must get filled, and indeed, the gap did get filled. So again, like and subscribe for highly accurate technical analysis. Now, you can see that AMC is attempting to break above and hold this key level as support. You can see that we're actually moving up here in after hours, and we do have Q3 earnings coming up, which I actually think is going to see AMC have a pump. I know it might be crazy. AMC might pump on earnings, but these numbers are going to be particularly good. I have a hunch from what I've seen in the data that these numbers are going to be particularly good for AMC stock and show that AMC's fundamentals are turning around. The movies are in fact not dead. If you watch that video that I put out where I went on the ground and went to an AMC theater, it was absolutely popping off. Every time I go to the movies, they're popping off. Box office is absolutely crushing it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing a return and a resurgence of the movie. So I think we're going to see AMC have a pretty good year of 2025. Now, it does look like we are going into a recession, but it seems like AMC has held up through recession before, and we do have them having a little bit of investment with HYMC as possibly a gold type hedge, but that's neither here nor there. I can break that down in another video. But again, we want to see AMC continue to do what it's doing. It just used these key levels as support. You can see we came up, bounced, used 420 as support, and we're getting a nice move to the upside, even continuing to the upside here in after hours. And I believe we're going to see a bullish day tomorrow. We do have the earnings coming out here for AMC stock on, I believe, November the 6th in after hours. So if you didn't know that AMC stock has earnings November 6th in after hours, it's going to be a webcast, and I will be streaming that. So make sure you tune in live to get that update, as well as I always stream those types of things. So this we're looking at for AMC, fundamentals improving, technicals looking good. I think AMC bottomed off the $4 level. We just confirmed $4.20 and getting a nice bounce. We also are breaking above this sloping support and resistance here, just to make it very clear, the one that's changing colors. We are broken above it, retest, and we are now bouncing to the upside. This is confirming that this overall downtrend that we have been in is over, and we're about to start to see moving to the upside pumpage here for AMC stock. And once we do confirm it, we're going to see a nice bounce to the upside, back towards $4.50. Now, as far as GameStop is concerned, we have this sloping support and resistance here. And if you go ahead and look at TradingView, we are still inside the pennant with multiple sets of buy orders down here. So you can see there's a ton of buy orders down here. Those green blocks that you see on your screen, those are all buy orders. So there's a ton of buy orders right here. Looks like GME stock is setting up for a bounce, potential double bottom bounce. Again, that double bottom we were talking about, looks like that is still possibly in play, and that wedge is still in play. The lines are a little bit wonky here on Webull, so I'd rather go off a TradingView when it comes to this, and seeing all those buy orders there and seeing the fact that GME is holding the key levels of 2044 is giving me confidence that we're going to see a move back to the upside. Again, you just want to see GME confirm 2044 as support, and that's going to give us the indication that we'll be able to move to the upside. Once we break and hold 2090, then I'll be looking for more upside towards 2123, and that will also confirm that 2044 was the bottom, and we are are indeed going to see that double bottom that we're looking for that I talked about in yesterday's video. You can check that out, but I'm going to break it down here as well. But in yesterday's video, I showed you that there is a potential double bottom forming. You have this movement to the downside, then you have this nice bounce, then you have another potential movement to the upside that could happen if we get that double bottom, but we have to break above 2180 to confirm that double bottom, because that is where the neckline of the double bottom is. You can see we bounce, then we come up to about 2180, and then get a bounce down. If we break back above 2180, GME should see a significant push to the upside. So the meme stocks are looking good. Also, some metrics that are getting crazy, showing liquidity behind the scenes, is starting to pick up. You can see that days to cover is at 13.10 days. That means if the shorts were to cover, it would take 13.10 days for the shorts to cover all of their positions. That means 13.10 days of absolute pumpish. This is telling me massive amount of short interest is letting me know that AMC is holding up, even though they are shorting it heavily, and they shorted it again today. You can see they were dropping short shares the whole time. Right now, at time of recording, they have 1.4K short shares, as they did just dump some short shares 3 hours ago. Or 1.4 million, I do apologize, 1.4 million short shares. And then on GME at time of recording, 1.9 million. This could change as early as tomorrow morning. But again, it seems like they're running a little bit low on ammo. They're using it sparingly, and that's letting me know that liquidity is drying up. Also, cost to borrow is starting to pick back up, and that is a bullish sign as well. We want to see GME's cost to borrow go up. We are seeing it stay stable, but we want to see it go up. 0.43% cost to borrow here on GME, and 1.64% cost to borrow here for AMC. We do want to see that go up a little bit higher for both of the meme stocks, and that would be an indication of price movements higher. Every time you see cost to borrow spike, you see price go crazy. But AMC and GME are looking good. AMC earnings coming up here on November 6th. I think we're going to see some decent movement to the upside into earnings, and potentially even a pump after earnings, as I think these numbers are going to be extremely good. Again, we had Deadpool, Usher's Tour, Beetlejuice, what else? Inside Out 2, like just so many bangers, bro. So many bangers. And Deadpool did absolute numbers, and people were buying food when I went to the theater. So I mean, it's definitely doing numbers. Let me know down in the comments, is your local AMC, when you go, is it popping? And let me know if you support your investment by going to your local AMC, because that's a great way to support your investment. Let me know in the comments down below. But this is what I'm looking at for AMC and GME. As far as AMC is concerned, I want to see it break above 428, and that would be confirmation that we can move back towards 434. If we get back up towards that 434 and 442 region, that's going to let us know that we are indeed bouncing out of this overall sloping support and resistance, and the overall downtrend that we're seeing is ended. We are seeing this overall uptrend start to form as we are getting these two touch points here. So it looks like we're going to start to trend up here on AMC stock from the end of this week and moving into next week, and things could get interesting once we start to move up past 442 and start getting the gamma at 450. GME has a decent amount of call options stacked. If we go ahead and look at the call options here for GME for the options chain, so if we were to see the GME to move up, it could get a decent gamma ramp as well around the levels of 2150. So if GME can go up to about 2150, you could see a decent amount of gamma as well. So this is what I'm looking at for the meme stocks. Again, they're looking good in my personal opinion. Market was pulling back today, and they love to short it when the market's pulling back. But I think ultimately, if the market crashed due to margin calls and due to them using stocks like Nvidia, Apple as collateral for short positions, if they don't post more collateral, they would have to close those short positions. So again, margin calls, things like that nature, it's all linked together in the plumbing of the stock work. So stock plumbing of the stock market. So I would feel really that if we did see a crash, we might see an initial pullback, but I think AMC and GME would actually be in a very good position to squeeze, and that would be one of the best positions to squeeze the shorts when their backs against the wall, as their portfolios are draining, as their hedge funds are bleeding. I also think that a lot of them are
insolvent anyways. I think the banks are insolvent. I think the Fed is insolvent for real. I think the USA is basically broke. Now we can see in 2008 when SPY crashed, you can see here in October, this is the 2008 SPY chart. You can see that we actually had Volkswagen in October 2008. It ran up as the market was tanking, and then the market capitulated here in October. It dumped and then absolutely pumped to the upside. So I really don't want people to be discouraged if they did see AMC pull back. That's not necessarily how it would play out. AMC could start trending up and then just take off, putting pressure on the shorts. But if AMC did dump, if the market was capitulating, it still could squeeze from any price point. It could dump real low, and then shorts could take advantage of that dump and then cover at those low prices, and it would just squeeze. So you really have to think about this. This play has to be really zero or MOAS. And if you've been holding for a long time, I don't know if you're a new ape or old ape, depending on where you're at on this thing. If you've been holding for a while, you really have to have the mindset of zero or MOAS. This is not a normal trade or investment, and I don't handle this as a normal trade and investment. If a normal trade and investment, I take profit. You know, if I'm down too much, you know, I cut my losses. AMC is a different type of beast, and I hold with all of my apes. But this is what I'm looking at for the meme stocks, AMC and GME. Let's go ahead and move into SPY. And then Bitcoin wrap up this video. So SPY breaking down out of the rising wedge. You can see what we broke down on the rising wedge here on SPY. We've been tracking this rising wedge. I told you when this rising wedge breaks down, you're going to see a nasty move into the downside. SPY down over a whole percentage point, which is a decent move. Recovery. And we held 575 as major support, so it is looking good for a little bit of recovery, and I think the market is actually going to bounce one more time. NASDAQ has just been pulled back, so you can see that we actually pulled back and then got a bounce back to the upside around the time that I said we would get a bounce. So we had this pullback, and then we got a bounce back to the upside. So it looks like we might see a little bit of recovery for the market, and then NASDAQ will also break down out of this rising wedge, which is very disturbing, because if you go ahead and look at what's happening, you can see that there's an overall double top forming, and this rising wedge is a key indication of a breakdown. That would be absolutely devastating for the market. The fact that SPY is breaking down out of this rising wedge is the first indication that the market potentially could be topping. Again, I think we're going to see one more bounce, possibly a retest of the upper side of this rising wedge as support, and then resistance, and then we're going to start seeing a move down. Normally you have to retest these things before you fully break down, so I wouldn't be surprised if SPY came up and then rejected to the downside after retesting this as resistance. So I think we're going to get one more recovery bounce and retest this wedge. I think that NASDAQ's going to get one more bounce and continue tracking with my prediction. It did make a gap fill to the upside, so it might come up, fill that gap, and then pull back again, bringing the market up, and then this could be it. This could be where the market starts to top. Again, I pointed out the bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. Stocks like Nvidia are having bearish divergence on the weekly time frame as well. I showed this in the live stream earlier. You can see that RSI is clearly trending down while price is trending up. Again, bearish divergence on the weekly time frame is nothing to play with, as BTC had a 53% correction when it had bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. And that's just one example. Again, it's going to correct when you see this. Also, volume trending down as price trending up. It's not a healthy rally. So I think the market's getting ready to top out and pull back. As far as SPY is concerned, I think we're going to see some recovery tomorrow, start moving back to the upside. What you need to see to confirm that, though, because we are in a powerful downtrend, so this could break down, we need to see SPY hold 578.73. If it can hold that level, then you're going to see a push to the upside towards possibly 581.37, getting that final bounce and recovery before the breakdown, and that would be the retest of this overall rising wedge. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and move into BTC. BTC actually pulled back inside of the bull flag, and again, white dotted lines are OP. My predictions are insane, man. It looks like Bitcoin might, again, this is not confirmed. This is not confirmed because BTC could easily get a bounce back to the upside. It looks like they were selling off for liquidity. Again, when margin calls are coming in, Bitcoin is a very liquid asset, so it could be used for liquidity. You could sell some Bitcoin for cash very, very quickly to post collateral. So again, Bitcoin, I do think does get sell-offs for liquidity when the market pulls back. I don't think it's necessarily the market pulling back that brings Bitcoin down. I think it's more or less bigger money and bigger hedge funds selling it for liquidity. I really do think that's the case most of the time. But you can see Bitcoin potentially pulling back inside of the bull flag. If it does come down, I would expect a move to come down to these lower ranges of like 60 or 50K and then bounce back to the upside, getting a spring up to the upside. But it's not confirmed that we're fully going to break down. We could just come down and dilly-dally around these levels here and then get a pop to the upside. So it's not necessarily over that the BTC is going to break out. Again, if it did break out of the bull flag, it would be early because I did predict one more pullback before the breakout. We're going to see what happens, see if it continues tracking. If it can get back above the levels of 67,200, that would be back above the bull flag. So if you're bullish on BTC and don't want to see that pullback, you want it to get back above that level. But if it did have a pullback, it would be a great opportunity to buy the dip, in my personal opinion. It would be a little bit scary down here because if you did lose 50K, you would dump. But I think we're seeing bullish momentum build, and I'm not necessarily convinced that we are going to break all the way down. I think we might break back out of the bull flag, in my personal opinion. So this is what I'm looking at for BTC in the cryptocurrency market. If BTC does make this next leg up, altcoins are going to go crazy. You're already seeing the altcoins start to pick up, and I do think the cryptocurrency market is ready to make a move, especially if we get a rate cut in November to bring more risk on trading. So this is what I'm looking at for crypto. And again, not for or against Donald Trump. I'm not saying I'm for or against Donald Trump, but if he did win, it seems like crypto would make a move up as well, because it seems to be responding very, very well, and he's very, very bullish on BTC, and he's actually said he's going to use Bitcoin and crypto to replace the banks. He's actually said that with his own mouth. So it looks like if he did win, BTC would make a move up. So, and then again, I'm not saying I'm for or against Donald Trump. I'm just saying this is the facts based off what I'm seeing in the market and the charts, and then fundamentals and news involved in that. So this is your daily outlook and prediction. If you watch to the end, I truly appreciate you. Let me know in the comments down to the down if you watch the end. I truly appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching my channel over any other channel, and as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money, peace.
Hey yo, what is up? You watched the end of the video and I appreciate you. If you watched the end, let me know down in the comments below. If you liked the video, let me know in the comments down below. And let me know if you want to see other assets talked about in the daily update and predictions. I can add a quick segment where I might talk about 1 or 2 different stocks per day. So appreciate you guys. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money, peace.